What's up guys, Fuffin here, and before I start the video, I just want to throw something out there. I know I see this all the time on YouTube, and I know you guys are probably sick of hearing it from other YouTubers, but YouTube tells me that only a tiny bit of my viewers are subscribed. So if you like the content that I make here and you want to subscribe, I don't know if it helps you guys out, but it sure does help me. And I appreciate you guys for watching these videos already, so if you want to save that sub for another time, that's fine too. I'm trying to work toward getting the 1,000 subscriber mark so I can actually get into the YouTube partner program, and then I'll be able to make content really consistent for you guys. So hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the video. Peace. Alright, what's up guys, Fuffin here, and I have something a little bit different for you guys. I actually decided to try out my own Unranked to Diamond series on the channel. However, it's a little bit different than you might expect. So, you know, like normal people, when they decide to take on a challenge like this, they're like, okay, well, I'm going to see how I can get to Diamond the fastest, right? Like, how fast is it actually possible to get to my desired rank or whatever? And I kind of botched that pretty hard, actually. Basically, I decided that for my placement games, I would pretty much play on autopilot. Meaning I would be like borderline not thinking about my decisions and doing a bunch of things in the background, and actually streamed some of this. So I was really trying to just interact with streams, and there's a bunch of mistakes that I made in these games. However, I believe my placement still ended me up in silver. So this little tidbit here is just kind of go over exactly how I got from unranked to silver. And the other reason is that this series would be a little bit difficult to do if I had tried really hard, because the first part would be all the way up to like gold, or, you know, there'd only be 1 or 2 matches in silver. Because if you don't know this, during your placement games, you actually gain a ridiculous amount of LP, and I'm not actually sure that you lose any. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, because I mean, my first game, I went from, I believe everybody starts out Iron 2. I could be wrong. But I went from Iron 2 to Bronze 4 with like 30 LP or something. So there is no Iron portion of this. I played one game. I think either first or second, and ended up in Bronze. So there we go. As far as that goes, that's that. So that's going to be lumped in with this. The Unranked, the Iron, and the Bronze. So basically, the only thing I have to offer you in terms of information there is to get out of Iron. Honestly, just watch a couple of my videos, and if you can be able to translate that information, even the tiniest bit, to your actual real world play, I think that you have no issues getting out of Iron. I don't know many people who actually stay in Iron, and if you're in Iron and are actively trying to get better, this isn't on you or anything, you know. Like, I'm not trying to insult you or anything, but realistically, I started the game, and I think I got to like Bronze 2 or whatever within my first couple of weeks, and that was without knowing anything about it. I like, for instance, the background information on me as a player. I started playing at the end of set 2, and I believe I got like silver 1 or something, silver 2 probably, but you know, silver 1, 2, or 3. And I didn't know what econ was. I got to that rank specifically by literally rolling down my gold every single turn and occasionally getting lucky, and I think I only won like 2 games ever in all of set 2. Now, when set 3 came along and I had actually decided that I wanted to learn the game, I very quickly got, you know, up to like platinum, diamond, all of that. So as of now, I should also put this as a disclaimer. As of now, I have not put enough time into actually like legitimately been playing the game. That was English, but you know, I have a bunch of games, but I've mostly been just trying to like feel out everything with the new set. So with that said, I'm going to attempt to get Master on my main account here soon, but I wanted to do this little series because I want to keep pumping YouTube content out. I have this really bad balance between wanting to make a bunch of YouTube content and then wanting to make a bunch of, you know, like progress on my actual main account. And I don't think it's a healthy balance because I just don't have time for it. The other issue with that is that I don't stream. Now, I did stream a couple of these, and I have streamed in the past, but my issue is I don't particularly like streaming. So, I mean, if I'm trying to play on my main account, I'm not making content. So, I wanted to make some content first. I think it won't take me more than a couple of days. So, for the next few days, you guys get a bunch of new content involving just sort of like my tips and tricks in general of like what I see in my games throughout these specific ranks, and then all the way up until, you know, Diamond. So, like I said, for Iron here, there's not really much to go off of. As I said, I've only played 1 or 2 games in it, but from what I see, if you learn how to just econ, meaning general rule, get up to 50 gold and stay at 50 gold for the entire game. Try and figure out a general team comp. You know, you don't have to play strongest board or anything. Like, you could probably just play something within the meta of around the lines of like Brawler Ashe or Brawler plus a Hunter, and then just slamming all your items. That'll probably get you out of Iron, to be completely realistic, because a lot of the play that I saw was just not of regular, you know, people. And I think that after, you know, you play your 5 games, and if you top 4 those 5 games, you'll be out of Iron very quickly. There's a big rubber banding system when it comes to the lower ranks. Just like at the higher ranks, there's a reverse rubber banding system. And what that means is that in the lower ranks, you gain ridiculous amounts of LP depending on your placement. So, for instance, I played a game in Silver. Or, well, we'll go Bronze again. So, I played a game in Bronze and gained like 120 LP or something for a win outside of my placements, I believe. This wasn't on the account that I did this on, but this is in the past. So, in higher elo, you can usually expect like 30 to 50 LP at absolute most for a first. And in the inverse of that, I think in the lower ranks, if you get an 8th, you can get like 30 LP loss. In the higher ranks, you'll get like a 70 LP loss. So, to put that in even easier terms, in low ranks, if you get a first, it's the equivalent of like 3/8. And in the high ranks, if you get a first, it's the equivalent of a 7th. So that is just to like completely weed out anybody who doesn't belong in that desired rank, and it really doesn't start to become a negative on that scale where like a first equals an 8th up until about platinum. So I just wanted to toss that out there. Wanted to you know, preface that too. So in general, if you want to get out of Iron, I think that just watching a couple videos and just understanding the basic fundamentals of like how the game is supposed to be moving is pretty much going to win you it. Now, as for positioning and everything, just put ranged carries not in the front line, and honestly I think that's about it. Anyway, we'll just move on to Bronze. So in Bronze, what I saw a little bit more was that people were starting to try and identify with comps. So you're going to have to learn a little bit more about actually like putting together a team comp. Now, the easiest way to do this is to either go for chase traits or go for a meta composition. Now, if you go for a chase trait, this is usually really easy. You just fill out whatever trait you want to go for. So, for instance, if you want to play cultist and you get a cultist chosen, just keep adding cultists until you hit 9 cultists, and then that's it. That's how you'll play the chase trait. Now, of course, you can always roll at certain times for the stronger champions, or you can chase certain items, but if you know nothing about how these builds are supposed to actually function, then, you know, you usually will fill out your comp by level 8, assuming that you have the chosen. Along with that, if you play like a meta comp instead, like let's say that you were trying to play a cultist comp, you would ideally switch that into the meta comp of like Dusk Riven. So he would have keepers, and you'd have a very specific comp laid out. So the easiest one for both of these is probably Brawler Ashe, because it fits as both a meta comp and a chase comp, or a chase trait comp, and it also doesn't have a lot of RNG besides getting the Brawler chosen, which isn't horribly hard to do. But in the current meta, you can bleed out a lot of health if you don't hit it early. So if you hit any sort of chosen that has to deal with like Ashe or whatever, I think that it's completely fine. So those would be Hunter, Elderwood, and Brawler. If you hit any of those, just pick it up and then hold on to it. Then eventually you'll roll for Ashe, and once you get Ashe, you'll be fine. You just have to get to like level 6 or 7, and you just kind of fill out your team. You give all your AD items to Ashe. Give all your all of your health items to someone like Nunu or whatever brawler you want to stay alive. And then if you have any AP items, you can prefer to give them to either Kindred if you're choosing to go the Hunter or Brawler route, or alternatively you can put it for like Vigar if you want to do like the Elderwood route. But in essence, your win conditions are usually 6, right? Brawler, 6 if you want to add in Adept and all that, but I'm going to try and keep it simple. In essence, that's generally what you're going to want to do to actually get out of bronze. And if you are playing directly from placements, if you hit a couple top 4s, you'll be able to get into bronze, and honestly, it's easy to get into silver, assuming that you get a first place in your first couple of ones. And for anyone who's, you know, a relatively decent player already, usually if you are trying to play as seriously as you can be, then it shouldn't be something that should be particularly hard to do. But you have to not be like me and not try and just kind of wing it, because I wanted to slow down my progress in a sense so that I could have more stuff to talk about. And I ended up taking a couple like 6th place or something. I don't remember exactly, but now I can actually provide you guys with some good insight on what I've seen. So I think that'll do it for this one, though. If you guys have any questions or whatever, or any of that, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'm going to attempt and upload these every day, or maybe every other day, so hopefully this works out for you guys. Anyway, that'll be it. My name is Fuffin, and I hope you guys have a good one. Peace, peace.